Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be discussing counting calories, why it's an absolutely terrible idea, but you should still do it anyway. Stay tuned. First up, what is a calorie? It's basically a unit of energy. Calorie counting is working out how much energy is in the foods that we eat and then trying to adjust that so you lose body fat. Consume less calories than you need, you drop body fat. Eat more calories than you need and you will get bigger. The human body is a great thing. It's always looking for balance, or homeostasis is the sort of term. But basically we're born and we eat and live and everything else. It's all normal, it's all great. And the problem is we interfere with it, and we interfere with it in a couple of ways. So I am 40 years old. When I was growing up, it was the 80s, 90s, and mum would have been like, you need to clean your plate. There's starving kids in Africa. You can't leave any leftovers. You can't finish your, or you can't get dessert until you've finished your dinner. And that's ingrained, you know, that gets ingrained. And then as you get older, there's a lot of people then don't understand their own hunger, and they don't understand fullness and satiety, or however you pronounce fullness. So they decide, oh, I need to lean out because I'm carrying too much body fat or whatever, and I'm gonna start counting calories. And the problem there is that they go from not understanding what they're eating, so they have no sort of data and no background, and they say, right, 1,200 calories a day, I'm gonna go for it. And what they'll do is come out of the blocks and do their 1,200 calories or 1,400 or whatever the generic number that they've picked from an online thing is, and they'll try and stick to it, and they'll last a couple of days or maybe even a week. Unfortunately, if they do have a bit of an eating disorder thing, they might do it well and end up causing a lot of problems. So that's the problem with calorie count, is people do it the wrong way. They go from one extreme where they say, oh, I'm fat and I want to lose weight, and I'm going to do 1,200 calories. That's not proper calorie counting. To me, calorie counting is taking a snapshot of your life. So saying, okay, how many calories am I on? And you maybe weigh yourself and you work out how many calories are on, and you weigh yourself and go, okay, I didn't change. Well, therefore that is maintenance calories, and you start to have an idea of where you can work from and where you can build your nutrition around that, as opposed to throwing out a generic number. So should you be counting calories? For me, I like to think of it like, and I use a lot of analogies and far too many analogies, but it's like travel. So I'm going to reword should you count calories to should you budget for a holiday? Should you budget for a holiday? Yes. But what if you're wealthy and you're going to a local hotel for one night down the road? Nah, then maybe you don't need to budget for that. What if you're a student going backpacking around Australia and Thailand? Then yes, you definitely need to budget. So the counting calories thing is the exact same. It all depends on context. And if you're a client, I know a couple of guys watch this, I talk about context all the time. And it's the biggest problem with a lot of fitness stuff, because people take something from one thing and apply it to someone else. In the same way, doing a mad, crazy budget plan for a wealthy guy who's going down the street doesn't make sense. And not doing a budget when you're a student that's going to be traveling the world for 6 months is just ridiculous. So for me, counting calories depends on the person, your scenario, your goals, and yeah, sort of previous history will come into that as well. So for example, do I count calories? Yes. Do I count calories all the time? No. That's one of the biggest myths. When you say to someone, I want you to count your calories, I want you to keep a food diary. Oh, I can't do that for the rest of my life. I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you just to take a snapshot of your food intake, because if you're not assessing, you're guessing, and we just want to get some sort of picture. But Neil, it's not accurate. It's not accurate, but it's more accurate than not keeping any sort of data. So it's just giving us some sort of snapshot. If you've come from an eating disorder background, it's a wee bit different. So it'll be like, you know what, we'll not maybe get, because you can get sort of hung up on the numbers and the data and look at it the wrong way. Keeping food diary and counting calories is as much about, am I getting enough in? am I eating enough for my activity? Am I getting enough protein in for the amount of weights I'm doing? Are my fats high enough for just general well-being and training and everything else? So coming back to the travel sort of analogy, if you're carrying a bit of weight, you want to lose a few pounds, then you can eat a bit more mindfully and just be aware of portion sizes, do some things like eating a bit slower, maybe drinking more water, being well hydrated, making sure you're sleeping well enough. And then if you want to get in photo shoot shape, you might have to then go down the calorie counting route as a bit of an idea to really just plug the holes and any mistakes that you could be making. So should you count calories? Yes and no, depends. What's your background? What's your budget? What's your journey? What's your goals? And then take it from there. In future videos, I'll go into a wee bit more depth with calories, nutrition, and what I sort of do in my approach. So make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the YouTubey stuff, and I'll catch you later.